Hey, what's up? Great to see you. Welcome back to another episode of Earth2 in the Know. First and foremost, we do want to apologize. It's been so long since our last update. We know it's been a while since we put out an update, but that's because the team's been pretty quiet lately. That is until today, when they dropped an article and a major new update about fighting hordes in the first ever Earth2 minigame. And they did it complete with some live action video just to show the work. This is Earth2 in the Know, and let's get into it. We do have a complete list of things to get through to cover since our last update. Some old and some breaking news. Also, there is a contest attached to this video, so do make sure that you stick around to find those details somewhere inside this update. The first thing that we want to address is the fact that we have finally made the cap on the side droid technicians. Now, we know that this is not like news within the last couple of days or maybe even in the last week, but it is news since we put out an update, so we wanted to address it. Our reasons for bringing this up is because we wanted to talk about the direct results of this happening. Simply put, the importance of this, well, it will carry over to once we meet the cap on all of the other assets that are in fact tied to the project. So, what exactly happened after the cap was met? Let's talk about it. Obviously, after the cap was met, the reality set in when people tried to make their own to automate their lands, and, well, they were met with that little red error box saying that they were unable to create the citizen. They then took to social media, not understanding what had happened. Well, that's where they were met with an explanation from several citizen enthusiasts, who of course, were in fact keeping track. And all the while, guess what was happening behind the scenes? Well, the price was doubling. That is what. The reason for this is that many users who were stocking up on these assets now had some sort of control over this, as they could not be created simply with Ether any longer. Our reasons for starting with this and making it the kickoff to an update full of great news, well, it's because this is a perfect example of what is to follow with all of the other digital assets that are required for game mechanics, but when they're in limited supply. For instance, when the cap is met for jewels, there is a chance that we will also see this happen as well in that market. The same for side droids, as well as most importantly, when Essence is in a much more limited supply, there is a higher probability that the value will of course increase. The same as it did with the side droid technician. We're really excited to see that this is a 2x in a bear market as a result of just the cap being met. In other news, we did see the newest rollout in the Earth2 line of skins. It's a Cyber Ninja avatar named Mushiriyago, and I probably totally butchered that, but we're just going to give it the old E for effort and move on. It's another player submitted skin idea. Dim L is forever forged in Earth2 history and walks away with a 1000 E-balance prize. So congratulations to Dim L, and we've already bought a few of your skins, so thank you for your contribution. Welcome to the history books. This release was different than previous runs, as there were no gold or radioactive limited editions. A total of 9 colorways were released, with seeing 2 so far for purchase out of the lot. Obviously, released first was the base skin, with a limited run of about 2,000 each. Secondly, they also released the new first limited edition with a run of 250 for the Biohazard skin. Still to be released, we have several other colorways, with numbers still yet to be confirmed by the team. The first one starting with Cray Z. There was a desert type camo release with Middle East influence, and it was called Desert Storm. We also saw Spindrift, which seems to be an all-white colorway, perfect for snowy type conditions. Next up, we saw K-Type, which seems to be designed for combat on the sun, with yellows and oranges being the primary color tones. Another offering was the Ethereal Azure, which we believe will be the other 250 released. However, this has definitely not been confirmed yet and is only just a theory. That was followed by Cyan, which looks like it may be blending in with water environments, possibly using lagoons and small bodies of water to wait on its target. Pulsar was another offering that many users joked it resembled a cyborg Donatello Ninja Turtle. We think the purple pops though. Now, the last to be shown for an upcoming release was the option for Hero, which is obviously draped in red, white, and blue. We have a feeling someone on the team may be a Captain America fan. Although there are some completely new designs, we feel like there are some great selections to add to the collection, or possibly even snatch up to resell later. Remember, the only wrong way to play Earth2 is to not play at all. With that coverage of the new skin wrapped up, we want to move on to obviously the biggest news of the week. The team dropped a new video today with some gameplay footage of Earth2's first ever minigame. That is right. For all of those people who have been asking where the gameplay is, we finally have a glance at some actual gameplay and its mechanics. Let's get into the article straight from the team. As always, anything directly from the team will be in quotation marks and will show full credit to the site via these quotes. Earth2 is excited to share a very early look into its first combat mechanics with a video release and this article. While Earth2 is envisioned as a multifaceted digital metaverse with ambitions to encompass socializing, resource mining, building, trading, exploring, shopping, and more, we believe a core element of our new incoming 3D experience should start with engaging gameplay that focuses on players having fun first, but also importantly, expands on the utility to properties, essence, ether, jewels, cosmetics, and resources. Bear with us as this video is going to be a little bit longer than usual because there's a lot of stuff to cover here. As many in our community know, over the past 3 years, our team has been heavily focused on developing and implementing a massive open world solution that has the ability to deliver the geological accuracy required for the foundation of Earth2's 1-to-1 scale digital 3D Earth E2 V1. Geological accuracy was a non-negotiable essential milestone that we needed to fully develop first, especially due to the fact that players have acquired land in correlating real-world locations via our 2D website map. From our perspective here at the channel, it is great to see that the team is staying as true to the original vision as much as possible, and we appreciate the dedication to the loyalty of player development such as megacities and land that has been allocated for certain projects in the future. So continuing with the article, it goes on to say that this means we did not have the luxury to simply procedurally generate a random world, which is why our initial 3D world development required extensive time and effort to ensure areas of our 510,072,000 kilometer squared map geologically matched the reality. It goes on to say that although time-consuming and still very much a work in progress that will be iterated on and improved over time, we are now excitingly at a stage where the foundations now laid are ready to test the first steps towards engagement and gameplay inside of our massive open 3D world. So that's pretty exciting stuff right there. Also, obviously, the team has been busy behind the scenes. We just want to touch on that because there was some rumors going around that maybe there wasn't any work getting done, but clearly there's been work getting done. The article does go on to talk about how mechanics work inside the game platform, and we're going to go ahead and get into that now. Earth2 Hordes is the very first 3D minigame experience scheduled for E2 Directly connected to the newly introduced Mintar staking system, it is set to open a whole new level of utility to land, essence, resources, and more. Players will be able to intercept hordes of creatures drawn to the staked essence inside the Mintar on a property. Kind of like fishing. Just throw the bait out there and let them come to it. So, staking, once again, totally proving to be yet another opportunity to earn through the minigames. Love to see it. Can't wait to see how it expands. So, to activate an Earth2 Hordes game, you will need to own land and have essence actively staked in the Mintar on that land. This will activate the minigame and attract hordes of creatures to the property at a maximum frequency of once a day, depending on the size of the property and how much essence is actually staked. It's interesting how it's limited to one draw a day from the hordes at a maximum frequency. Let me know in the comments, why do you think that is? Is it to prevent more ether being paid to the players than the landowner? Is it to keep the supply of ether from being drained quickly from minigames? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Getting back to the article, property owners will have the ability to invite friends and battle the hordes on their properties, or add their qualified properties to the global Earth2 game network lobby system, which will allow players to queue for random pending upcoming games. I mean, we all knew that there was obviously going to be a lobby system, which is probably where you'll be utilizing an upcoming feature known as broadcasting. But I guess I should have kept reading the article, as the very next line, well, it talks about that very thing. It says, more details are scheduled about how this system will function, but it is worth noting that Earth2 Hordes will link into future features, such as the broadcaster. We're just talking about that, which will require resource occurrence units to create and then essence to load into the broadcaster to maximize the potential of advertisements. In addition to the broadcasting system, it is also worth noting that over time landowners will be able to set participation requirements. They'll be able to set prizes, they'll be able to set the drop split percentages, they'll be able to create billboards, and more. The article then proceeds to go into some more details about the combat mechanics. The video provides a very early, unpolished preview of combat mechanics designed for Earth2 Hordes, with focus on the Katana, a weapon that players will have the ability to arm their avatars with, unlocking a variety of combat maneuvers and tactics. As everyone knows, katanas are a staple in video games, going all the way back to the early roots of gaming. So of course, it needed to also be a staple inside of Earth 2. Again, my opinion, just stating. The article continues with, the katana is just one of many weapons that will be available in Earth 2 Hordes, each with its own unique combat style. When players equip a weapon inside the minigame, their avatar will adopt the specific combat animations that have been designed to complement the weapon's playstyle. Have no fear, however, if you don't think you can pull off the Shinobi Shizoku, because the next part goes over why you can kick butt, even in a dress. Importantly, no specific cosmetic skin is required to wield the katana. Players will have the ability to arm themselves with this weapon regardless of their character's skin or their appearance. For example, Anubis could actually pick up a katana and start going ham. It continues with, each weapon in Earth 2 Hordes will generally offer 3 special attacks and 1 ultra attack. most of which can be upgraded throughout the timeline of the minigames. In this footage, we showcase the recently released Marushiarago skin and the Knight's Edge Katana, both customly created by our 3D modeling team. The article then goes on to talk about the special attacks the Katana is capable of. There is the Dash and Stash, which this special attack actually allows players to dash through enemies, delivering a swift slash. This move, it consumes stamina, and it can be upgraded to increase damage and critical strike chance. So that seems like a pretty great way to slice through some Horde monsters to us here at the channel. What else they got in that bag of tricks? They got a little something called the combo strikes with the jump attack. And that is a sequence of combo strikes with the katana that ends with a powerful jump attack, creating a shockwave dealing damage to enemy units within the shockwave radius. So pretty much like a group attack. Group attack. This move, it consumes stamina and upgrades enhanced damage, critical strike chances, and a knockback impact. Oh, upgrades enhanced damage, you say? I'm definitely smelling more use case on the way. And the last move featured in the video was Skyfall Strike. And that is where the player leaps into the air and delivers a devastating concentrated strike with the katana upon landing, while also unleashing a powerful shockwave that damages nearby enemies. As a follow-up detail, upgrades can increase both the damage and the knockback radius of this attack. And they do say that while the Ultra attack is not featured in this footage, it will be revealed in future releases or at the game's launch. So would you check that out? They even gave us a little teaser of another move on the way. Before we go any further, we want to talk to you about this week's contest. All you have to do to win your very own Marushiarago avatar, free of charge, is comment on the video either letting us know if you're excited about the Horde footage and why, or you can just let us know what your new favorite colorway is for the latest skin release. Totally up to you. Do whatever you want. Please remember that you do need to be a subscriber to enter. However, it is just that easy, and you could be our very next winner. Alright, so let's go ahead and get back to the article then. Now, the following parts of the article, they seem to be more geared towards the process of creating the skeleton and the mechanics that go along with it. The article is quoted as saying that our animation team created the custom animations used for each special attack listed above, ensuring fluid and aesthetic combat action. The visual effects, or VFX, for these special attacks are still under development, and we do have plans to showcase more refined VFX in future updates. So again, more awesome stuff to look forward to. Additionally, while custom animations for basic movements with the katana, such as normal and fast running, have been created by our team, some of the other animations are placeholders for basic attacks, and we intend to customize the look and style of these basic attack moves with our own animations in the future. And there's also a little more information on standard attacks while you're fighting with the katana. Standard attacks with the katana have been programmed to vary in damage depending on the strike type and target, with certain strikes having the potential to trigger critical hits. This adds a layer of unpredictability and tactical depth to combat encounters and offers the players rewarding results for upgrading different aspects of their katana wielding ability. The next part of the article, it talks about the skeleton warrior. Players will face a variety of enemies in Earth2 Hordes, which will intentionally stem from different genres and art styles, staying true to the concept of the metaverse. So that's great. We could literally be fighting off a skeleton, a vampire, and Jared from Subway all at the same time. Anyways, back to the article. For now, we have used the Skeleton Warrior as the primary enemy unit for play testing. Armed with an axe, it is likely this enemy will be one of the very first horde units that players encounter in the minigame. They did want to go ahead and provide the community with an idea of the type of work that goes into one basic enemy. So here are some of the processes and work that they've completed on the Skeleton Warrior so far. Obviously, they first started with the concept art creation, where the concept team designed the initial vision and visuals for the Skeleton Warrior, including detailed illustrations of its armor and its weapon. They did the 3D modeling, where the 3D modeling team then transformed the concept art into a fully realized 3D model, where they also created the matching axe for the Skeleton Warrior. They then moved it into texturing. So textures were applied to the Skeleton Warrior and its weapon by their artist, adding intricate details to give the model a lifelike appearance. It then goes into rigging and weight painting. The rigging team created a skeletal structure for the model, enabling dynamic movement. Weight painting was applied to ensure smooth and realistic animations. Also, custom animation creation was implemented, where their animators created a series of custom animations for the Skeleton Warrior, including run, walk forward, walk left, walk right, walk backwards, turn left 90 degrees, turn right 90 degrees, idle, receive damage, death animation, block, attack 1, attack 2, and running lunge attack. It's a lot of moves. Way more than I got on the dance floor, that's for sure. That obviously is followed by in-game integration, where once the animations were complete, the game development team integrated the Skeleton Warrior model, the weapon, and the animations into the game engine, testing its movement and its combat mechanics. Also included in the process was combat AI implementation, where the game dev team then implemented and refined combat AI for the Skeleton Warrior, which allowed it to make tactical decisions such as attacking, dodging, blocking, and chasing players during battle. Alongside that came nav mesh integration, where the Skeleton Warrior was then integrated and tested in E2v1's open world environment navigation mesh system, enabling it to dynamically navigate and interact with players across the terrain inside of E2v1. They also list a ton of stat assignments they gave to the Skeleton Warrior to make sure that the gameplay remains challenging, and that included health points, damage output, attack variations, critical hit chances, the movement speed, cooldown, armor and resistance, and a chance to get a dropped item. So again, we repeat, it does sound like the new dev team has been quite busy. Now, there is a message from Shane at the end of the article, and we do suggest that you go check it out and give it a good read. We do want to share one small snip from the message, though, as we feel it shows both sides of Shane, the businessman and the gamer. So, as per directly from Shane, he says, "Although it's been challenging to manage alongside my other obligations, I've really enjoyed working on the game design for Earth2 Hordes so far. My goal is to not only to expand on the utility of land, essence, and resources, but also to ensure Earth2 Hordes is a mini game that's fun to play and maybe offer a few laughs along the way. Challenging and engaging, but not too serious." Big shout outs going to Shane & Co. for this amazing update and the release of its latest skin in the collection. Just as a side note, after the video's release, it did trigger a slight run-up on Essence token, as the bulls are currently trying to get it back into the high fives, as earlier today it was actually flirting with 4 cents. Hey, we here at the channel We do love a good green daily candle, and we'll take it any way it comes in this kind of market. Alright, well, we would love to talk about all of the other things that are going on in the community. However, this video would be longer than my last wait at the DMV. It has been great to finally reconnect with the community, and we hope that you do not forget to enter the contest. Because it's free. What do you got to lose? Don't forget, though, you do have to be a subscriber to the YouTube channel to win the contest. It's just how the software works. That said, we would love to thank all of our regular viewers for joining us once again, as well as welcome anyone who may be here for the very first time. And we want to invite you guys to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We will be announcing the winner sometime this weekend, so make sure you guys absolutely stay tuned to the channel. Sadly, however, it is that time, and we must say goodbye for now. But as you know, never forever. As always, we cannot wait to see you in the Earth 2 metaverse. Hopefully winning lots of drops from fighting off the hordes. Until next time, be kind, it's free.